Well, hello and welcome to Talk Time. And this week, we are paying attention to some of the problems that confront drivers. Drivers have many problems, and want to take a look at some of them. Welcome to Talk Time. Well, hello and welcome back to Talk Time. This week, we are paying attention to the problems of commercial drivers. What are their problems? How do they propose to resolve these problems? And we are very privileged to have with us in the studio Mr. David Agboado, the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association. So you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Uncle Kwesi.
Now, what are some of the problems that confront commercial drivers?
Uncle, we have a lot of problems, Uncle Pratt. Some of the problems are the challenges of the government, and then some are day-to-day activities with the police, and then the roads as well. Those are the major ones that are affecting us more now.
Can we start with the challenges of the government, as you say?
Okay. Uncle Pratt, the challenges of the government are in many ways. But let me put it this way. We are in Ghana here, that we have a Minister of Information that's supposed to pass on government information to we, the drivers. But not a day that nothing at driving sector will happen, the information will be passed to us. Example like DVLA. When you go there, it was 2018, 2nd January, or let me say 1st January. The thing started. When we go to license your new car, you are forced to buy a first aid box or a first aid kit. That's in the market. That the highest price is 21 Ghana cedis. When you go to Abosokai, the highest price is 21 cedis and the lowest is 10 cedis. But when you go to DVLA to register your car, they will sell it to you without informing you. And it happened on the 1st and then 2nd January 2018. And we raised an alarm with the same Concerned Drivers Association, raised an alarm. And Mr. Davis came out the next day, that the 2nd January 2018, telling us that yes, the publication and then the communication doesn't go well. So they have retracted or they have taken away that thing. But Uncle Pratt, as we are talking now, we wrote a letter to several places pertaining the money that they have took for us that 2 days. I told you the first aid box is sold at the market at 20 cedis and 10 cedis respectively. But they took 108 cedis from us.
How is that possible?
The way
how did they explain it?
They didn't explain it. That's why I say they didn't communicate those things to us as drivers. You just go and they will impose it or they will enforce it on you. We went to DVLA to register a car or to renew a paper. They say if you don't have first aid box, your papers or the vehicle will not be renewed or will not be licensed. And you are forced to buy the first aid kit. Forced to buy it. You see, when we were complaining, they came out telling us that it's wrong. They didn't do it well. But if something is wrong, you need to refund our money back to us. But till now, the money haven't been refunded. Last 3 weeks, we had a press, and we gave the government 2 weeks. 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks was the day that His Excellency President Rawlings passed on. So we couldn't take or took the action that we're supposed to take. And that is one side of it. The second part of it is...
Are they still insisting that you buy their first aid box?
Ever since we raised that alarm, they didn't access to buy it again from them. You can buy it from the market and then bring and license your car and register your car. But the money that they took with that 2 days, if I tell you the number of concerned drivers, the members alone, not entirety drivers, so I'm not talking of GPRTU, the private drivers or any other, it's only concerned drivers. Mm-hmm. They took 2,500 of our members that money.
Wow. That's a lot of money. That's over 20,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah. That is concerned drivers alone. I didn't mention GPRTU, neither VIP or any other transport organization. Concerned drivers alone. That's the money they took from our members.
So when did you ask for the refund of your money?
Please come again.
When did you ask for the refund?
We asked the refund. It was 26 July 2018. We wrote to the Ministry of Finance and then to DVLA as well.
And since then, what has happened? Since
then, at the second time, we were met by Deputy Minister of Finance, Kweku Pratt Jnr, at round table, and he promised that they will refund our money back. But till now, the money is not given to us.
So what do you intend to do to get your money?
Ghana here, the most popular phrase that everybody used to take his money is to demonstrate. But our demonstration is not going to be, because of this COVID issue, we are not going to hit the streets. But we will sit down at our stations, not working. The vehicles will be there. You will see the vehicle parked over there, but we will not carry passengers to their destinations.
So you are going to organize a strike?
Yes, you can name it a strike, but we are demonstrating. We are demonstrating our frustration. It's not a strike, though. We are demonstrating our frustration.
Beyond the cost of the first aid kit, what are the other problems in relation to government?
In relation to government, the second one is the luxury tax. The luxury tax issue, if you quite remember, I came to your studio, we dealt about it. It's about we commercial drivers. Formally, the thing is, when you are going to DVL to go and register your car, they charge according to engine capacity. But there was a tax that was imposed that is named vehicle luxury tax. When they say something is luxury, it's luxury. But if you term luxury and then turn it to engine capacity, it doesn't augur well to us. The reason why it doesn't augur well to us is that when you are going to register a car at the DVLA, if it's a passenger carrying car from 1 to 5, that's taxi cab, they have a price that you pay. Urban buses from 10 to 15, they have a price that you pay. From 22 or 23 to 33, it also have a price that we do pay. But here lies the case, they came with this that is going to be a luxury tax. But rather, it doesn't go up that way. Because in Ghana here, we are commuters or we are transport operators. We know that when they say luxury cars, a car like Benz, Mercedes-Benz S35 is very luxury. Like Bentel is very luxury. G-Wagon is very luxury. Land Cruiser is very luxury. But when it comes to a car like Kia Trade, it's not luxury. But Kia Trade, Renault and other cars have been taxed as luxury cars.
Just because of the engine capacity?
Because of the engine capacity.
Okay. So how do you propose that you get out of this problem? Have you complained?
We complained and we demonstrate. We demonstrate like 3 consecutive times. The fourth one was the one in conjunction with it's conjunction with the NDC one that led by Sami Jenfi. I'm forgetting the title of that demonstration though. But when we add up, the numbers were huge. The government here, that, and then they took off the luxury tax. But as I'm talking to you now, our money haven't been refunded. Our money of that luxury tax that have been taken for 1 year. See, Kia Trade normally was paying 150 Ghana cedis, sorry, 150 Ghana cedis because of the engine capacity. But now, if you're having a white plate Kia truck loading charcoal from, let me say, Afram Place to Accra, or taking tomatoes from Akumadan to Accra, you will be charged because your number plate is white. You will be charged ranging from 1,500 to 3,000. Because Kia Trade is 1,500, Rano is 3,500. Including toilet cars.
They also described as luxury cars, simply because they have a high engine capacity. So now you have protested. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is the next step?
The next step is, let me chip in this. You see, we concerned drivers, we spoke about former President Mahama saying he will legalize Okada, and we say he should come out and explain to us how he's going to legalize and regulate it. And we hold a press conference on that. And people were against us that, why are we against him? And you see, because we are not in banana state and then let one person enjoy what he wants to enjoy. We want to make sure we do what is right. When we demonstrate on this issue, they say we are against this government. But let me tell you, it is you, the state or the government, that tells us that you are going to do this for us. And you are not doing it. Rather, you turn back round, rally behind slogan, and do things that are not right. Example like this year is named at a year of roads. Uncle Kwesi, when I was coming towards Achimota, I used...
We'll come there. No problem. We'll come to the roads. What is your problem against Okada, the regularization of Okada?
Yes, our problem about regularization of Okada is, you see, Okada, as now as we are talking, the LI talks against it that it's not commercial entity in Ghana or commercial transport in Ghana. But the police are there watching, and this one is going on. You see, the institutions are not working. This is how I see it. The institutions are not working. The government is not taxing the institution to work as supposed to do. Because if, for example, the MTTD is not working, they have to be cautioned by the transport minister. Why that the law says this and that should not work, and they are working. It's not ongoing. And that's what we say they should come out and explain to us. That's what we want, because he has been a president before. He knows in and out of what Okada is causing. Uncle Kwesi, you see, if it's not on set, I will show you a scar on my foot with Okada at my school time. You see, it's not that I have that encounter with motorcycle. That's why I don't like motorcycle. But I'm a driver. When you're in traffic, instead of them obeying the rules of the road, they will drive aside you, crack your mirror or your windscreen or tail light, and then speed off because the traffic is red, and he will use that red and pass through and go. But because you know that if you do that, police will arrest you. You will not do it, and he will run and leave you, and you go and fix your car yourself. Mm-hmm. And that is why we want the ex-president to come and explain to us that yes, maybe those that are in this constituency is called this your area here will be wearing green or violet. Mm. You know that if I pick Okada from here, it's violet. That one we will accept, because if it happens and you take even the color or the number given to them and you change them to their various station, you'll be able to get the perpetrator or the one that did that act, and your vehicle will be fixed. That's why we say he should come and explain to us for us to accept it. Because you see, when he was writing the manifesto, he came to us at our various stations asking us what do we think if he include in the manifesto will help us, and we'll end our view. That's what we are asking him to come out and explain to us about the Okada issue.
So if your concern is about Okada operators not obeying the rules and so on, if they obey the rules, would you have any problem?
If they obey the rule, we don't have a problem with them. We don't have a problem with them because we drivers, we also have to obey the rules. Some of the drivers are not obeying the rules, and the law of the state is catching them up. Why by them they have been leave scot-free to go, and we are not pleased with it. Mm. Yeah.
So, like all operators in the transport sector, everybody should operate by the rules.
That's it, Uncle.
Okay. Now, are there any other concerns that you have about government impositions on drivers? The last time we met, you complained about increases in petroleum prices. Yes. What is the situation now?
Uncle Kwesi, I will say, you see, I will repeat this word again, that, you see, we hide against slogans and do things that are not right. You see, because it is COVID era, everybody attention is on COVID. Now the petrol issue is somehow like a sleeping dog. We the drivers are not complaining of it again. But when you go to the world market, the price has been reduced to at least affordable prices. It has been reduced to a lower price. But Ghana here, if you compare time and time, because you see, government is continuity, and government is accounting to the people, or democracy is accounting to the people. We're in democratic era. In 2016, fuel price at world market was $68 per barrel, and it's being sold Ghana here for 14 cedis 30 pesos, in which the other time we discussed. Now at world market is $42 per barrel, but we are buying it for 22 Ghana cedis. You see how the government is cheating us, we the drivers.
Have you complained?
We have complained a lot.
And what
As you yourself, you have just said. The other time we spoke about it, we demonstrate about it, but yet still it has fallen on the deaf ear of the state or the government.
So, what do you think would be a reasonable price of petrol, gallon of petrol?
If compare the price, the world price, to the current world price at 2016 and this one, now we have to be buying petrol at 9 cedis. Even if it is high, 10 cedis per a gallon. I'm not saying a liter, gallon.
Well, viewers, we're going to take a short break. We are speaking to Mr. David Agboado, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association. And we're actually talking about the concerns of commercial drivers. He's spoken about the uneasiness about the legalization of Okada. He's spoken about the first aid kit, which should have been sold at a maximum of 20 cedis, but is being sold by DVLA allegedly at over 100 cedis, and other matters. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we shall look at the other concerns of drivers. Short break. Well, welcome back to Talk Time, and we are talking to Mr. David Agboado, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association. Now, sir, you spoke about roads as a problem for drivers. What is the problem?
Thank you, Uncle Kwesi. The problem about road is unmentionable, or you can't even talk about it a day. We were called by our people in the central region, precisely Obuasi enclave there, 2 weeks ago. We went there. Uncle Kwesi, I have some of them on my phone. A road in Ghana. In fact, it's not motorable. Even it's not a road. It must not be described even as a road. So when we want to talk about road, Uncle Kwesi, it will take us like 1 year. We will not finish. But let's come back to Accra and then go and hold the government accountable. When I say we are holding the government accountable, I mean what the government himself have said about road this year. Mm-hmm. This 2019, it was described that either COVID or no COVID is a year of roads. But Uncle Kwesi, it's very, very sad that we have this slogan and it is not working according to the slogan. Year of roads within Okankwe Central and Ablekum, Ayawas West Wagon alone, even a bridge that link this Okankwe Central and then Ayawas West Wagon, and that bridge here, you cannot use it when it's raining, or even if it's not raining, it's very, very bad. In front of you here, I'm talking in front of you, just Mawako over there. It's very, very bad. You see, we are in the age whereby we are comparing our country to other countries. When you go to Rwanda, that just came out from civil war 10 years ago. When you go to Rwanda, the capital alone, Uncle Kwesi, you will be shocked by what you will see over there. But Ghana, is it June 4th, 79, that we have that uprising? If you compare and construct the years that we took under revelation, under coup d'etat, and then now you can see we are not doing nothing about road issue at all in Ghana, because roads in Ghana now are very, very bad. When you go to Omanjo, Dwenehon, Ashalaja, Ablekuma, and you go to places like Ashama, Lebanon, Zenu, Atarika, New York, and go to places like Pampram, Ningo, over there, the roads are very, very poor and bad. That is in the capital city. I'm talking in terms of the capital city. It's very, very bad. You see, when accident happen, they attribute it to we, the drivers. Me, I believe 90% of the accident are not caused by drivers. It's only 10%. When you go to other towns or other countries,
the 90%, what causes the accidents?
Is because we don't have intercities like in intercities like Accra to Kumasi, Accra to Aflau, Accra to Cape Coast, or Cape Coast to Takrade. Those roads are not dual. A single lane. You see, the journey are quite far. 3-4 hours drives. Driving from Accra to Aflau is 3 hours. Driving from Accra to Kumasi is 4 hours or 5 hours. Driving Accra to Cape Coast is 3 hours or 2.5 hours. You see, but the roads are not dual. So when a little bit fatigue sets in, then it resolves into accident. Meanwhile, if the roads are dual and even fatigue sets in, the car will just go off the road and there will not be any casualty. Example like motorway like this. When accident happen on motorway, before it deems fatal, that means the vehicle jumped the bridge and go to the other lane before it will be much fatal. You see, motorway, even the motorway, the speed over there is very, very high. But the accident, if it happens, the fatality is too low compared to Accra Kumasi Road or Accra Aflau Road or Accra Cape Coast Road. You see, so the roads are not dual. Like Accra to Kumasi must be dual road, at least 3 in, 3 out. Not even up 3, 2 in, 2 out. It will minimize the crashes. Because research, I have read a book that tells that says if the head-on collision, if it happens, the impact is 90% casualty. 90% casualty. That means only 10% that is left out. And our roads are not dual. And we're hiding behind slogans saying a year of roads, and our roads are very, very bad. In fact, to be frank and honest with you, this Akufo-Addo government is not helping with the drivers at all in any way. Even if we take fuel, it's not helping us. If you take the roads, it's not helping us. If you take even the laws to be implemented or to be forced, it's not helping us. So, Uncle Kwesi, when we concerned drivers are complaining, we are complaining that Akufo-Addo government is not helping us. Seriously.
But it's also said that you also contribute to the spate of accidents. Your members don't obey the rules, they don't follow laws and so on.
Uncle Kwesi, it all boils down to the state or the government. The reason why I'm saying so, you see, if the rules are like to be obeyed, I can say we the drivers are obeying the rules, but the state or the government is not obeying the rules. From Accra to Aflau, there's no any rest stop. We spoke about it the other time. There's no any rest stop. From Accra to Cape Coast, no any rest stop. From Kumasi to Tamale, no any rest stop. Meanwhile, those rest stops are for a purpose. When you read the LI, it will tell you that it will make the driver relax and then continue his journey. But it's not like that. See, the other one is the drivers not obeying is because the police are not doing what is expected of them. You can see 2 drivers driving at the same speed. One is commercial, one is private car. But the commercial will be stopped. But the private car will not be stopped. So if I'm speeding and I'm approaching a police barrier, I'm supposed not to apply by force brake because I'm going to, let me put it this way, a danger zone for me. it is not danger though, because the police is there. I don't want to be, taking money from. I will be forced to apply a brake. Meanwhile, the vehicle behind me doesn't know at that time I'll be braking, and it will cause an accident. That doesn't mean it is the drivers that cause it.
What about having courses, refresher courses, to bring drivers up to date with rules and regulations about driving?
Yeah, that one, it is mandatory that every organization in Ghana, including ours, like concerned drivers, we must have every 3 months or 6 months, we have refresher courses for drivers. But you see, because there is nobody checking those things, it is law enshrined in the airline, but it is not being implemented on the field of work.
You spoke about rest stops.
Yeah.
Let's take from Kumasi to Tamale. How many rest stops would you like to see?
From Kumasi stretch to Tamale, at least 2 rest stops. 2 rest stops is okay for that road.
And the rest stop, apart from making the drivers relax and so on, what are the other things you'd like to see in a rest stop?
What I would like to see in the rest stop is that to have DVLA staffs and then driving school staffs over there. That leisure of 5 minutes time sitting over there, at least you give a little teaching or a little education on how to use the road or how to relate with the passengers in the car. It will refresh the mind of the driver and it will take him to the last destination. So I think if we have like instructors over there to give us some instruction or to train us a minute or it's 15 minutes, so a minute, some minutes over there, it will refresh it. And it means, you see, when you drive like Accra to Kumasi like 3 times a week, and you have been teaching, they will teach you different things for 3 times in a week. You will have different attitude in driving. Adding to the experience that you have, it will minimize the accident on our roads.
Well, viewers, thank you very much. We're going to take another commercial break. And when we come back, there are still many things about drivers that we're going to be talking about. So many things about drivers. We've spoken about the roads. We've spoken about the regulators, DVLA, and so on. When we come back, we will be talking about the driver unions themselves. Short break. Hello and welcome back to Talk Time. And we are talking with Mr. David Agboado, the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana. I said, why do you have so many driver organizations, GPRT, Protour, Concerned, and so on? Why? Why can't you unite?
Thank you very much. I can say for now, we are united. But it's like, as churches are many, but they have Christian council, so is the driving organization. Concern is there. True drivers are there. Ghana Committed are there. GPRTU is there. VIP is there. OA is there. We are all transport organization. But it depends on where and how you find yourself. We Concerned, we are more, we are more into trotro than the long distance. You see, in Accra, Kaswa, and Tema, Ashama, you will find Medina, you will find Concerned drivers over there. We apply like Kaswa to Medina, or Medina to Tema, or Ashaiman, or La Paz to Tema, La Paz to Ashaiman, those places that we operate. But we have other organizations like VIP that doesn't apply within Accra, but they go intercities, like Accra to Kumasi and other places. Likewise, the GPRTU, all over Ghana, they are there. They are there. But now we have realized that it's because we doesn't have one common solid front. That's why we have been divided and the governments have been kicking us here and there. So this time around, we all come together. We have a driver welfare that comprises GPRTU, Protour, Concern, Tiger, name it, all of us, we have now come together. We are on it. We are not really fully seated, but we are on it. I hope by the end of this year and early quarter of coming year, everything, the constitution, everything will be brought into bear, and then we'll keep rolling, and we'll be different organizations, but one umbrella.
So why has it taken you all this time to build this umbrella?
Uncle Kwesi, it's must, because the reason why it must take us this long is a journey of 1,000 miles begin with the steps. You see, these things is because now we have the privilege to be visiting the media space like us. I'm here with you, and GPIT also go to other places. You see, that is where we realize that no, our work too is very important, that we need to do something or polish it. And that's why we are formally, you cannot go to drivers, and even as I said earlier on, drivers and the state doesn't have that rapport. The state will just come out with a policy. Drivers do this, robot something, without having us talk together, see how best it can help the state and help us. They just come out with a policy round like that. But this time around, because the media is helping and we are having that rapport with them, that is why we are at where we are now. Formally, we don't have nothing like that nature. So that's why some unions are known as the biggest. Let me put it that way. You see, but now we can go to GPIT, have a talk with them. This is what we think, if we all come together, we can do. Or this is what we think, if we're able to punch on these holes, we will do something better or meaningful. That's why we are getting there now.
We are now told that there will be a car assembly plant in Ghana.
Yes, Uncle.
Is that good news or bad news?
It's a very good news. It's a very good news. I was watching a documentary on Tanzania transport when this COVID issue came. They also use this Toyota Hiaces much over there. But this COVID issue, they came out with a transport, because the company is there assembling it. They went there with the organizations, like the driving organizations, that this is how we want it to be built for us. So if something of that nature is coming to Ghana or is in Ghana, it is in good direction, or it is the best way, because we, the transport operators, can go to them and tell them, yes, we have a road from Amasama to Ashalaja, which is bad. We need a car that can work on that road, that at least can take us for at least 10 years, or like 10 years, let me put it this way, 10 years. So they will come and assess the route and then build the car according to the route. So coming into Ghana with that plan, I think it's very laudable.
But what about the cost of second-hand cars? I'm told that the cost of second-hand cars is going up.
The cost of second-hand car is going up. Not that it have gone up drastically. You see, when we compare years or ages with it, it's different. See, at the year 2016, when you go to port to go and clear Sprinter bus, is 1,200. Yeah, 120 million old currency. But now it's 340 thereabout before you clear a Sprinter bus. Meanwhile, the car itself over there is costing, I'm using the old currency because I'm conversant with the old currency. Over there is 50 million, 5,000. Sprinter bus over there is 5,000. Even some are lesser than that 5,000. But the duty alone is 10 times what you bought the car with. So that is what is causing us not having proper cars on our roads.
But many of you cannot afford the new cars.
You know, it's a stage. Some time ago, it is somebody that will buy a car for a driver to drive. But now we go in for high purchase. You see, if the new cars come and it is high purchase, we will be able to afford it. And all the drivers, because you have the details, and then the details of our members. The union will be the mother guarantor for the driver to go and take the car. So taking or owning car by drivers will not be as much heavy than before, because this time around we'll have this negotiating thing that we have been negotiating with banks and other things. You see, that reminds me of, the collapse of these financial institutions. That is how you can now see a rickety cars on our road. Some time ago, you cannot. If you see a car rickety, that means it is in a village somewhere, but not in the city. But these days, go to the city. The cars in the city are very worse off than those in the villages.
Well, we have to go to take another short break, and when we come back, I'll be asking some interesting questions. I mean, I'd like to know, what is it that can be done to promote the health of drivers? Because you appear to go through a lot of hazards. Drivers complain a lot about their inability to meet daily sales and so on. What is it that you can do to promote the welfare of drivers by way of health, secured income, and so on? That's for the next segment. For now, it's a short break. Hello, welcome back to Top Time, and we are in a conversation with Mr. David Agboado, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Union. Now, so I've spoken to a lot of drivers, especially taxi drivers, who say that they cannot meet their daily sales. What kind of programs do you have in place to deal with the welfare of drivers?
Thank you, Uncle Kwesi. Before we tackle the welfare of the drivers, especially you mentioned taxi. That's why I'm going there specifically. You see, taxi drivers are not suffering these days or not meeting their sales these days because they have foreign materials in their work sector. When I say foreign material, in Ghana, the LI tells us if you want to operate a commercial taxi, there is something that you must do before operating the commercial taxi. But now we have commercial taxis that are not complying the rules of the LI. I don't want to mention names.
No, mention it to help. How do you have commercial taxis which are not applying the rules?
Yeah, a commercial taxi like Uber, Yango, Taxify, and Co. They are commercial taxis, but it is not paid as the LI prescribed. So it makes the taxi business these days difficult. The passengers that taxi is supposed to take, the Ubers are taking it. Even the reason why it's so is that, you see, we are all applying the same routes, but taxis are restrained to some areas. But other taxis are allowed because their real are not painted yellow or they don't have taxi light on them. When you go to, even it was we that fought the DVLA the other time before they removed taxis are not allowed at their headquarters. You see, those that are regulating this, they say we shouldn't bring taxi into their compound. Meanwhile, you are regulating the people. So if you have a problem with them, how will they drive in there and solve that problem? So those are the pediments on our way. But in terms of the welfare, it is most of the taxi drivers doesn't belong to any union. That is the cause. At our union like this, let me use La Paz branch as an example, La Paz Highway branch. Every member of the union is not properly, no, if I use the word proper, it's not, it's something that we institute and it's helping us a lot. See, at my station, if a driver doesn't have a car, and you see, it's like you working in government sector and you are on leave. If you don't have car working for you or you are not driving a car and you are a driver, a registered member, driving that car at our station, every 2 weeks, we have something we call ECOMOC. You will take 500 from that ECOMOC. So at a month, you will take like 10 million a month at our station. Is it not welfare package? The same place, every driver over there owns 3-bedroom self-contained. At our station, It's part of the welfare. Because
how did you manage that? How did you manage to get them 3-bedroom self-contained?
Thank you very much, Uncle Kwesi. That story is a very long story, but let me cut it this way. We start with every day contributing 30 pesos. By then it is 3,000. 30 pesos a day for that thing. We contributed 30 pesos, 50 pesos before 1 cedi. And now we are contributing 30 Ghana a day. And as I'm talking to you, every member of the station, every full member, we have 3 categories of members. We have the ship drivers, we have the line hairs, and then we have the full members. As for the full members, they all own that land. And we are not thinking of the shift member. It's because you from shift driver before you become a full member. It's like casual workers. So now it is them that we are having a meeting or consultation with. If they also want to comply that every day they will pay at least 10 cedis or 20 cedis into their own accounts, we can be able to assist them, acquire land, and then build for them as we did for the senior drivers.
Well, sir, thank you very much for coming to the studio. And viewers, we've been talking to Mr. David Agboado, who is the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association. We've been talking about many of the problems of the drivers, the bad roads, the increase in petroleum fares, unreasonable charges, and all of that. Hope you continue this discussion in your homes. Drivers are a key part of our lives. If things don't go well for drivers, our movement is curtailed or restricted.